I would say that there aren't a lot of charities for people that really need it and are desperate need of real help. Now, one problem is that there are a lot of scammers. So a charity that wasn't strictly zero tolerance on certain rules would be open to a lot of scammers. That's why you need to look at everything on a case-by-case basis and use discernment. I notice in this town, and where I came from is probably worse, I just haven't came back, but in this town there's just a lot of people that are drug addicts and they have their demons. And, you know, like a lot of shakiness and poverty spirits, lack spirits, not really motivated. So, and I do think that the scammer I ran into is not normal. Most people don't deal with this person, but he did go after many women and steal money from them. And he'll go after disenfranchised people. I think that's why as soon as I moved here, God put me against him, because what I've heard is he's living out of his car, had to sell his truck, sold all the tools he stole, probably lost his kids, doesn't have any friends. His employees are also being evicted, and they're all drug addicts that don't have money for drugs. Somehow he stole all my money, and I guess just bought a bunch of drugs, did all the drugs, and is in a worse situation than before. So if this guy is out of circulation, because here's the thing, he was scamming and not only stealing money from women, but he would break things in their houses. Like, I heard how he broke someone's kitchen, like just completely destroyed it, and had already been sued. So now, if he's gone so low that he sold all his tools, it's a little harder for him to then work for people and do repair work if he doesn't have a work truck with a ladder on it anymore, and he doesn't have tools. So, and another thing is, a lot of these homeless shelters, they won't take in people that are addicts. So if you drink or do drugs that day, you're out on the street. And so while I don't want to see anyone suffer, some people do deserve their karma. But unfortunately, for the people he's gone after, there is not help. There is no legal assistance or help for people like that. So if somebody is suing you in the same county, then there might be help for that. If somebody is suing you from a different county, there's no help. But if you need to go after somebody who has harmed you, there is no help for that. And so this is another area where we need charity. We need charity legal aid. Until we reform the legal system, I think that the entire legal system needs to be reformed so that it's not based on who can hire a better attorney. Because I don't have money for an attorney at all. And I know very well that if I went and hired one, any money that I got back would go to pay the attorney, and I couldn't then repair the things in my home that I originally paid for. I'm aware of this. So it needs to go to a system where you don't hire attorneys. They're just provided. And so the defendant and... anyways, the prosecutor and the defendant both have free attorneys. And you don't pay for this. It's just a part of existing in society. And there's no reason why a computer just can't print up money to pay lawyers. And it wouldn't be a lawyer in the sense, okay, so it wouldn't be a lawyer like what we have now. We could even have just regular people volunteer to represent others. So the new world could be completely different. And so in order to bring a case, I think there needs to be a system where there's like a committee or group of volunteers, or just people from the community, whoever wants to come. And as many people as want to can come in here. So like the person wants to open a case. They want to charge somebody with something. They want to sue someone. Then there's like a group where they go in and they give their presentation. This doesn't have to be anything fancy at all. You can come in unprepared with nothing. And you come in and you tell people your situation and your story and what happened. And then those people listen to it and they vote on whether this is a case worthy of trial or not. So they could see maybe you're trying to go after somebody and harm them, or whether you actually were harmed. So sometimes people use the legal system as a weapon, like narcissists. They will sue their victims just to cause trouble, even though they have no chance of winning. Because they know their victim has no money, can't hire a lawyer themselves, so they just want to cause trouble too. So some people use the legal system as a weapon to target, intimidate, and harm other people. So there should be just a group, I don't know how many, we could decide. It could be as few as 10 people maybe, or as many as want to. Like it could be a volunteer basis. People come in and they sit down and they listen. And then the person that wants to sue, or the person that was harmed, whatever it is, comes in and they say what happened. And they're like, oh my gosh, okay, we'll start this case. And then there's a free lawyer provided for both parties, and this is just somebody that can advise them and give them, tell them what they should do, what type of evidence, stuff like that, or how they to reply to certain questions. And so there's no reason that we need to go bankrupt hiring attorneys. This should just be provided by society. And I'm not for working for free, but see, the thing is, the government printed money for free since 1913. The government has been printing money for free with the fiat currency based on inflation. They've just been printing money out of nothing and giving it to their rich friends, essentially. So it goes to the investors, the people that invest in the stock market. They get discounts. They get like a 10% discount because they're rich and wealthy and in the know. They get all the profits and we get nothing. We get the deflated currency. But anyways, they could just print the money and use it to pay the attorneys. Why not? But they don't even need to do that. I'm sure there's a way we could find to fund free attorneys, and they would just be available to people in the future. So even if we did have to pay, I think the person that loses the case should have to pay, and cases should be very fast, so there wouldn't be a huge charge. We'll say that maybe the person gets $40 an hour, and instead of dragging on a case for years and years and years, 10 hours and any case should be resolved. So 10 by 40 would be 400. Okay, guys, this isn't hard. Let's say they get $50 an hour. Okay, let's say we pay an attorney $50 an hour. Okay, and a case goes for 10 hours. Most cases would only need a half hour, so we'd pay them 1 hour. And so the person that loses would pay both costs. So then if that was $500 for 10 hours, then it'd be times 2, so it'd be $1,000. And the person that wins doesn't pay anything. So if you look at the system now, you'll be paying more than $1,000 and you'll get nothing. But see, in this system, the attorney you get is not based on how much money you have. It's just fair. And we could have volunteer attorneys. Or we could just have a judge that asks the questions back and forth. And then certain questions are submitted to the judge beforehand by both parties. We could completely redo this legal system and make it fair. But right now, we need legal assistance and we need legal help. There are scammers. They steal from elderly. They steal from women. They steal from people without money who are by themselves and isolated. There are no charities to help them. There are no groups to help them. God has really put me through the ringer, and I'm still alive. I need a miracle to save me, but now I truly know what people need, and I know what's needed to reform the legal system. And if I was placed in charge of some charity, which who knows, I would do good for the people, but you never know. Like I keep hearing how the last will become the first, the least will become the greatest. Well, I'm ready. I'm ready for my new job. I'm ready to be king of the world. I'm actually saying this because the last will be the first. Like, I've never been respected my entire life. Like, I think I'm pretty smart and I can figure stuff out, but like, no one respects me. I'm not worth anything. People just like shit all over me my entire life. So I'm ready to be a CEO. This is my application right here. But anyways, joking aside, though, I would take any position like this. We do need help. We do need charities to help people. There are a lot of narcissists since 2020, or even 2016. I think the narcissists were really released on the general population, and they all use the legal system to target their victims. And we do need help. And if you were a stay-at-home mom, they leave you with nothing and sue you. And try to get child support. It's insane what they do. And if you are a man, they do the same things you always hear that bad women do to men. So, just reversed. But the problem is, as a stay-at-home mom, I didn't have an income. I didn't have a job. I don't have years and years to build up a career. So, and any job that I did get would not pay my bills and the legal fees. So, guys, we need help, and we need real charities, and we need things that's not zero tolerance. There's like a committee or a group of real people that listen, and they hear our individual cases and stories, and they'll tell if somebody's just trying to scam or get stuff for free, or if somebody's really in a tight spot and they don't know what to do. And so that's where I am. But God will make a way where there's no way. The more videos I put out here, people are going to see it, and then when God saves me, there's going to be proof right there. So thanks for watching. God bless you guys.